It is fast. It is exciting. It is competitive. This is Pocono. And we are here today for the running of the 5-hour energy 400s. We're set for 30 laps around this 2.5 mile rectangle or triangle shaped racetrack, I should say. A track known as the Tricky Triangle, I should say. As this is stop number 16 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series for the season. Had a quiet race, I should say, at Riverside Raceway. We'll see what happens here today on this track that is Pocono. On the pole for today's event, it is Seth Cole, who also is carrying one of our in-car cameras in today's event. He'll be alongside Dylan Young, who's our second in-car camera in today's event. Seth qualifying at 186 miles an hour for the pole in today's event. Row 2 has number 1, Jay Jefferson. He's a good qualifying for him in the Pensole Chevrolet. He'll be alongside the Daytona 500 winner, as well as the winner at the 600 at Charlotte, Rob Evans, in number 12, the Mobile One Ford. Third row has car number 60, Chris Dowerton, the two-time winner of the season. He won at Darlington and again at Auto Club. Alongside of him in car number 25, it is Johnny Gardner, the winner at Talladega. Fourth row has car 24, Kyle Matthews, who won at Richmond this season. And the Texas winner, Cole Deaver, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, car number 3. Deaver has our third in-car camera in today's event. Going to row number 5, it's the winner at Riverside, Joshua Collard in number 43, and alongside another Joshua Osborne in number 99, who won the season at North Wilkesboro. Going to row number 6, we'll have Kev Shearer in car 36, who won the season at Martinsville. He'll be alongside Phil Parker in car number 5. Next row down has two-time winner of the season, Jessica Shelton, who won at Atlanta and again at Sonoma, the number 94 McDonald's Ford. She'll be alongside car 28, Texaco Haviland Ford of Kat Batson. Next row down has Quentin Moore, who was fastest in Happy Hour, believe it or not, in car number 9, so he may be one of the ones to watch here today. He'll be alongside number 18, Matt Haas, who won the season at Rockingham. Next row down has the Bristol winner, Dylan Poteet, in car 22, and beside him will be car 71, Alex Miller. Next row down has car number 44, Mike Becker in the Hot Wheels Pontiac, and Keith Batson, who's the points leader coming into the race here today, but still yet to win a race this season. Can he change that? Well, we'll find out as the race goes on. Next row down, Paul Minnick in 77 in Jasper Engine's Federal Mogul Ford, and Charles Sanford in 42, the Bellsall Mobility Chevrolet. Next row down has car number 66, is Zachary Fitzwater in the big Kmart Ford, and Jesse Turner in number 75, who won the last time he was at Pocono, the last season. Next row down has William Brock in car number 4, and then number 97, Zach Winkle. Then next row down has number 21, Marcus Sachi, and number 55, Henry Sanford. That's the next row down. We'll have Shane Lake in number 30, and beside him will be number 31, Nathan Hudson. Then it's number 9, Sky Commons, and then beside him will be number 40, Nathan Ormond. Next row down has number 11, Emmanuel Hartnett, and beside him will be number 33. It is James Henry. And then it's Brandon Parker, number 20. He's on the outside of this row, actually. Inside of him will be Julius Anderson, number 16. Next row down has Ryan Brommer in 26, and number 10, Mitchell Collins. Then it's number 6, Jordan Lopez in the Valvoline Ford. And Adam Flickinger in 23, and beside him will be number 7, and starting shotgun will be Casey Nanico, number 7, continuing as the 17 still not quite getting the qualifying setup down, regardless of what track they're on, unfortunately for them. This track is 2.5 miles in length. It's a flat track, much like the rectangle shape that is Indianapolis. We'll be heading to later on this season for the Brickyard 400. Except this track is shaped like a triangle, so it's a 3-turn track instead of the usual 4. So it'd be kind of interesting. So it'd be kind of easy to see to kind of confuse the saying turn 4 when you mean to say turn 3. It's coming off turn 3 at Pocono, the last turn of the track, and we will give you the characteristics of the track as they make the first lap of this race here. So command will begin to fire the engines for the 5-hour energy 400 at Pocono.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Actually, that's ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, because there's actually there's actually a couple of ladies in the field here this season. As we said, the Pocono track is very fast, very competitive, and very exciting. And we expect this, and we do expect to see that here today for this 5-hour Energy 400. As the field rolls off pit road. Again, our in-car cameras today will be carried by both of our front row starters, Seth Cole and Dylan Young, as well as Cole Deaver, number 3. He'll be their third in-car camera in today's event. So, not a lot of Pennsylvanians in this field here, by the way, except for one. That is Cab Shearer, who starts this race in 11th position. So he stands a pretty legit shot of possibly winning this race. But like I said, any one of these 41 cars can win here today at Pocono, and we'll find out here. Seth Cole, I think this is his first pole of the season, I believe in number 45. Here, and he and Dylan Young, both of them have yet to win a race this season. Same with Jay Jefferson in number 1. He's also yet to win a race this season. But the next, I think. But the next 8 starters down on the list have won a race this season. And 3 of them, I think, are 2-time winners so far. I know 2 of them are. That's Rob Evans and Chris Dollerton. While guys like Gardner, Deaver, Matthews, Osborne, Collard, and Shear all have won only once this season. As they come off turn number 3, they come here. Pace right off on the pit road. As the field of 41 lined up beautifully as they're looking for a green flag, and they did it. We're racing at Pocono. This front stretch is wide enough to where you can fan them out 3, maybe 4, sometimes 5 wide at Pocono. And into turn number 1, banked at 14 degrees in turn 1. Dylan Young and Seth Cole side by side as they come down the long pond straight, which is 3,055 feet in length, I should say. And off into turn number 2, banked at 8 degrees. There's a tunnel that actually runs through this corner. That's why they call that track turn a tunnel turn. On the North Chute at 1,780 feet in length and heading into a very flat turn 3 at the slowest corner of the track. Banked at only 6 degrees as they come through off turn number 3. Seth Cole leads them down onto the long front stretch, which is 3,740 feet in length. Both that straightaway and the long pond straightaway are both longer than the backstretch at Daytona. And the long front stretch is actually is about 300 feet shorter than the backstretch at Talladega. Seth Cole leads the first lap in this race here today as they go into turn number 2. Second is Jay Jefferson. Third, battling fourth. Third is Chris Dollerton and Dylan Young. Young is in 4th position. Kyle Matthews right now in 5th. Battling for 6th is Joshua Collard and Rob Evans, along with Jessica Shelton, Cole Deaver, and Johnny Gardner, and I think that's Quentin Moore. We said Quentin Moore's one of the guys to watch here today, and he is certainly on the move in that 90 car. He was fastest in happy hour the last practice session. And he right now is up to the 10th position. Jessica Shelton, who started this race in 13th position, is already up to the 7th. Is already up to 7th. So we got 2 of the drivers at least to watch here today on this race here at Pocono. And Cole Deaver giving Quentin Moore a bit of a bump right there, going to turn number 3, and Cole saying, "I'm back there in case you're dozing off there, Quentin." But he's got a challenge on the inside, and that paint front end can only be Joshua Osborne. And that X side barrier is forward as he moves inside of Deaver for position. That is for 11th spot, I believe. Yes, it is. Osborne running 11th. Deaver has dropped to 12th from his 8th starting position. And right behind him, Kev Shearer in 36 as he moves low on the track. He's got Dylan Poteet behind him in number 22. Keith Batson in number 88. Battling there with Mike Becker and the 5 car of Phil Parker, and throw Zachary Fitzwater in this mix as well in the 66 big Kmart Route 66 Ford. That is a Travis Carter piece he's driving here in this season. And meantime, a couple of moves made, and a couple of drivers moving to the inside lane. Jay Jefferson looking low on Chris Dollerton. He's trying to get the line forming with Dylan Young and Jessica Shelton behind, but Young falls in behind, and now Jefferson trying to match wits with Dylan Young as they go into turn number 2, and we'll see who gets the advantage coming off the turn. It is Jefferson. And now Jessica Shelton looking low on the track here, number 94. On board Dylan Young's car. As he drops back a couple spots, Shelton takes 5th, and Matthews now takes 6th. Actually, make that Shelton takes 4th, and Matthews takes 5th, and Dylan Young drops to number 6. Meantime, as for our third in-car camera, well, he sees nothing out of his view. Seth Cole having a good Sunday, having a beautiful drive here today at Pocono. That's what he likes to see all race long, is nothing in his view. But he's got somebody behind him right now. That's Chris Dollerton, number 60, as he's trying to become the first driver to win 3 times this season. Six laps into this race so far here. Seth Cole has led all 6 of them so far. Quentin Moore up to 7th position. Joshua Collard 8th. Joshua Osborne running 9th. And Johnny Gardner running 10th. Rob Evans in 11th. 12th is Deaver. 13th is Shearer. 14th is Poteet. 15th is Keith Batson. Then Becker, Parker, Fitzwater, Cat Batson, and Jesse Turner, the top 20 at the moment. Cole Deaver has the fastest lap of the race so far at 185.3 miles per hour. They qualified at 186 for the pole. Meantime, Dylan Young looking low on Jessica Shelton for position. That's for 5th place, as Kyle Matthews has already gotten by her, and now Dylan Young has gotten by, so Shelton drops back a couple spots as they continue to trade positions through the first few cars. And here comes Chris Dollerton for the lead on Seth Cole. Third turn number 2. Dollerton's got the preferred low lane, but Seth's got the momentum on the high side for the moment. And now they're going to go toe-to-toe with each other on the backstretch here on the north chute. And to the start, off turn number 3, Chris Dollerton now goes to the top spot in car number 60. So Chris Dollerton, the number 60 Power Team Chevy, in his last season in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, as he announced, is running as the leader of the event here, and he's currently top 10 in the points coming in this event right now, having another great season in that 60 machine. And meantime, Seth Cole's under fire from Dylan Young, Kyle Matthews, Jessica Shelton. As Matthews and Shelton's going to get in a draft going here, trying to draft by Seth Cole. Matthews gets through, but Shelton gets trapped behind Seth Cole. Here comes Jay Jefferson to the low side, number 1. And a drag race between the 1 and the 94 cars as Shelton gets the draft off Seth Cole's car. And Shelton right there clocked at 207 miles an hour into turn number 1. That's how long this front stretch is at Pocono. They come off that corner about maybe 155, 160 miles per hour, I would imagine. And Kyle Matthews finished second in the last race on the tour at Riverside. He would like to get his second victory of the season here today. Matthews finished second a lot of times this season, I will say, too. And a couple of them have been on short tracks on this tour. He was second at he won at Richmond. He was second at Martinsville, actually Shelton was second at Martinsville. He was second at Atlanta, second at Bristol, second at Riverside. Matthews, I'm sure, is getting second, finishing second this season, much like Alexander Rossi in the IndyCar Series this season. Nonetheless, though, Matthews is having another superb season so far. He's right now second place in the points behind Keith Batson for the lead, but he's not that far behind Batson, believe it or not. Only 39 points separate the front two cars, and right now he would stand a good chance to take the points lead if he were to hold on to where they're running right now. But right now, Seth Cole makes a move. He says, "Hey, wait a minute! I had the lead. I want the lead back." And he's going after Chris Dalton with a vengeance as they come off turn number 3. Shelton, meantime, moves low on the track, and Jay Jefferson moves lower in that number 1 car. Here comes, and Dylan Young doesn't know which way he wants to go. Almost 3 wide in turn number 1, but Shelton and Jefferson thought better of it as they come into turn number 1. So now it's Seth Cole to second. Matthews drops to third. Battle for fourth now between Jefferson and Shelton. And Dylan Young for that fact as well. Number 2, they're gonna go 2 wide into turn number 2. Some good racing we're seeing here at Pocono, that is for sure here today. And now finally the draft of Jefferson and Dylan Young both go by Shelton as they come off turn number 3. Now Quentin Moore to the low side. Meantime, the Joshua is battling it out. 99, Joshua Osborne, and 43, the King Richard Petty colors of Joshua Collard. One from Kentucky and the other from the Jelly UK. Collard has position for the moment, but Osborne floors that, unleashes the horsepower of that number 99 Ford. That is 9th and 10th you see right there between the 43 and 99 cars. Osborne, last time I clocked in 9th. But Collard wants to take 9th away as they go into turn number 3. And he will. And now Phil Parker now moves up on Osborne. Where did Phil Parker come from in that 5 car? Oh, baby. This is gonna get pretty good. So Osborne now drops to 10th position as Collard takes 9th position away, and Dylan Poteet's now entered the top 10 right now in the 22 car. Up to 8th place, Quentin Moore up ahead in 7th. And meantime, Shelton and Dylan Young, they're at it again right now. That's for 5th place, and Shelton takes 5th. As Dylan Young got a little tail happy come off the second corner. On board with Dylan Young. They'll come off turn number 3 at 175 miles per hour. Gets a draft on Quentin Moore's car. See how fast he goes into turn 1. I say about 205, I think. 205, 6, 7, 208, 209 in the turn number 1 for Dylan Young. Almost 210 miles per hour in the turn number 1. And 180 off turn number 2. And he'll go 207 in the turn number 2. Meantime, Kyle Mendes look for the lead on Chris Dalton, but Seth Cole says, I want to go for second position. And Seth gets a draft off his buddy Jessica Shelton as they come off turn number 3. Matthews to the high side. There's Seth Cole to the low side. Shelton gets a draft off Cole's car as they come off turn number 3 to start-finish line. Seth Cole takes second place back. And meantime, Chris Dalton looking in his rearview mirror saying, I'm loving this. Keep on battling back there. I'm going to take off and win this thing, possibly. As we are now halfway home. 15 in the books and 15 laps to go at Pocono in the 5-Hour Energy 400. Matthews keeps third. Here comes Matthews. Crossover move to the low side as they go through turn number 2. Shelton knows both these cars are fast, and she wants to figure out who she wants to go with. And she takes the common sense route, moves to the low side. And she goes by, as does Dylan Young. So Seth drops from 2nd to 5th through pretty much one corner. But this race is far from over yet. This race is not over yet, not by a long shot here at Pocono, as we still got plenty of racing left to go in the final 14 laps. And here comes Shelton. She's not done yet. She'll move to the low side of Kyle Matthews for 2nd place. Ford to the low side, Chevy to the high side. They to come up turn number 2. And now you're going to have a Ford sandwich in between 2 Chevys right now in the top 3. And throw another Ford in there, Dylan Young, as he'll get by for 3rd spot. And throw Pontiac in there twice. Pontiacs, I should say. Seth Cole and Joshua Collard. I think we're probably fixed to find out in this last half of the race how this whole thing's going to shape up here. And I mean, this may be a pretty good finish we may be having. But Chris Dalton so far he's got a good spot right now in the lead. But here comes Shelton closing fast that low side of the track. Here she comes, Shelton for the lead on Chris Dalton as they go to turn number 3. Boy, how fast is that 94 car? She was about 4th a couple of laps ago, and now she's moved up to the top spot now as they come off turn number 3. Dalton to the high side of the track. Who leads this lap? Will it be Dalton or Shelton? They gave it to Shelton by just a smidgen at the line. Whoa, that was 1,000th of the line. I tell you, that would have been the finish. I'd have lost it. And 3 wide for 3rd spot right now. Here comes Seth Cole to the low side of Dylan Young and Kyle Matthews. And Seth now hung down to the low side here. Here comes Collard and Deaver now. And they're still side by side for the lead here. We still got it going on between Shelton and Dalton. And Matthews finally pushes Shelton ahead to the lead right now, and I wonder how long that's going to last as we've seen position trades a buzz here today at Pocono. Not here, 11 laps to go. That completes the lap number 19. And look at this again. Shelton and Matthews, as they have battled all season long so far. Remember, these two battled out at Atlanta, with Shelton taking the win in that race. Off turn number 2 here, Matthews keeping that DuPont Chevy to the bumper of that McDonald's Ford. Riding with Dylan Young in 3rd. Up to 3rd position right now, and the man on the move. Don't look now, Dylan, but here comes that black number 3 coming up behind you, Cole Deaver. He's gotten by Dalton for 4th. Tell you what, though, as fast as that 3 car is, I may not count him out just yet for possibly a move up a couple more spots, maybe possibly challenge for the win here. But Dylan Young he's pushed Dylan Young up to about the back bumper of Matthews' car now. Nine laps to go. Front 4 cars are all front few cars are all single file here. Joshua Collard, he and Quentin Moore trying to hook up. So is Seth Cole and his buddy Dylan Poteet. That's 8th and 9th right there. Joshua Osborne anchoring in the top 10. Phil Parker running in 11th. 12th is Kat Batson. 13th, Kev Shearer. Battle for 14th between Keith Batson and Charles Sanford as they're about line of single file. They thunder into turn number 1 once again at 205 miles an hour into turn number 1. Johnny Gardner and now is getting by Jay Jefferson. Jefferson, who was up front for the early part of this race, has now dropped back. Jefferson down to the 17th position. I just went for him because he started this race in 3rd spot in a battle for the lead. Matthews, low side of Shelton. Now it's a battle of the drafts. Deaver's behind Matthews. Young's behind Shelton. And the inside lane usually prevails at 3rd turn, and they do. And it's Kyle Matthews to the top spot now. Matthews bringing the Jeff Gordon colors out in front now, with now 7 laps to go. And meantime, Cole Deaver begins to roll to that low side. He's got Joshua Collard behind him. Deaver looking for 3rd, and he's going to take it through turns 2, I think. He's got it. And meantime, we got a clutter of cars right there behind Dylan Young. Seth Cole's in there. Dollarton, Collard, Poteet, Osborne, Batson, Cat Batson, that is. Quentin Moore. Looks like a Talladega pack happening right there behind here with now 6 laps to go. And there comes Cat Batson as she unleashes the horse rider at number 28, Texaco Haviland Ford. Batson to the top 10 now at number 28. Keith would like to get up there and challenge with this bunch as well. Meantime, I think we got a challenge for 2nd place here. Cole Deaver to the left side of Jessica Shelton. That's 2nd place here. Deaver. He and Matthews both going for win number 2 this season. Five laps to go. On board with Cole Deaver in car number 3. Roof cam on that GM Government Chevy. And I'm sure Cole's saying, here, kitty, 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 kitty to Matthews. But somebody's now poked to the low side of him. It's Shelton. And she says, I'm not done yet here, guys. And here she comes to the low side. And now Shelton with an eye on Kyle Matthews now looking at that top spot. Seth Cole at the 3rd position right now, number 45. As they come up to number 3 in the front stretch. Now completes the 26th lap. We're now down to 4 laps to go. Deaver finds a hole in line in 4th position. A 180-mile-an-hour chess game is what we're seeing here today at Pocono. And we'll see those kind of speeds. The next race on the tour at Michigan Speedway is where we'll be heading to next on the tour for the Miller Lite 400. Off the 3rd turn they come. Matthews leading him down now. Leading him down for 3 laps to go now. Lap car ahead is Zach Winkle in 97. He's completely lost the draft here. Winkle, I think, is on. Winkle's just on the tail end of the lead lap in the 41 in the 97 car. Not sure they're gonna get to him before the end of the race. Matthews has got one eye out the windshield and one eye on the mirror because Shelton is like a Shelton, I guess you can say, is like a water moccasin, but ready to strike at any minute. But Seth Cole strikes first as he goes into turn number 1 here, and Shelton now hung up to the high side of the track. And Seth Cole looking for the lead, for the second position, I should say. Bieber trying to help him. It'll be the white flag next time by here at Poconos. Here comes Seth Cole to the low side. Now, does he have anything for Kyle Matthews? If they keep battling side by side, though, Matthews is going to pull ahead. There we go. Seth Cole to the low side. Yes, he's got the lead. He's got second position right now, but the white flag is out for Kyle Matthews. He's got 1 lap to go at Pocono. And meantime, Dylan Young begins to roll to that low side. He's got Joshua Osborne right behind him. Behind him, that's for 4th place. Young to the high side, big mistake. Here comes Osborne. As they go through as they come off turn number 2, Young just about tapped the wall, come off the second turner. Meantime, Seth Cole trying to close as they go through turn number 3. I don't think he's got anything right now at the moment, and in fact, he will not have anything as they come off the third turn. The 5 Energy 400 belongs to car 24. Kyle Matthews wins at Pocono. A big victory it is for Kyle Matthews as he brings the Jeff Gordon cars to victory lane once again. I believe it's his second victory of the season, I think. Seth Cole will come home second. Third, the Jessica Shelton. Fourth, the Cole Deaver. And Joshua Osborne got by Dylan Young for 5th. 6th will go to Dylan Young. 7th to Phil Parker. 8th to Chris Dollerton. 9th to Dylan Poteet. And Joshua Card slips down to 10th. Average speed, 181.572 miles per hour. Caution free at Pocono. And I tell you, this track here is definitely a keeper. That's for sure at Pocono. Rest of the finishing order for you here. Quentin Moore drops to 11th. Kev Shearer 12th. 13th, Charles Sanford. The Batsons finished together. Katz 14th and Keith 15th. Johnny Gardner 16th. 17th will go to Zachary Fitzwater. Rob Evans, Jay Jefferson, and Matt Haas, the top 20. Then Jesse Turner, Mike Becker, Alex Miller, William Brock, Sky Cummins, Nathan Hudson, Paul Minnick, Henry Sanford, Shane Lake, and Marcus Sachi, the top 30. And you see the rest of the finishing order as well appear for you right here. On down to Zach Winkle, who ends up finishing dead last in today's event. Unfortunately for him, the car was way off pace. Excuse me. Here today. But the win today going to Kyle Matthews, I guess, as he brings the DuPont Chevrolet to victory lane at Pocono. And so we'll head to Michigan next on the tour for the running of the Miller Lite 400. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got inter races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA said Cold Stars for his channel. And be sure to check out our other NNSCRA series, including the Duracell Cup series, Michael Roman's Bulbasaur All Pro series, and Levi McIntyre's Marvel Studios Cup series, which is on his own channel, Thrashmania899. So that will do it here today at Pocono Raceway here for the 5 Energy 400. For now, this is James Clausen, production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We'll see you at Michigan.